Class most probably we discussed about the operations on sets, union, intersection, as well as the difference, symmetric difference and the complement, all related aspects we discussed in the previous classes. Now here in this class we are going to discuss about the diagrammatic representation for the sets. Okay, see, the diagrammatic representation for the sets is specifically known as Venn diagrams. Why we call it as Venn diagrams? Just because of the name of the mathematician John Venn, who proposed the diagrammatic representation for sets. We call these as Venn diagrams, right? So according to John Venn, see, he used some simple closed figures to represent the sets. See, how to use the simple closed figures to represent the sets? All these things we need to know first. Okay? Yeah. See, we have to use simple closed figures to represent the sets. Any simple closed figure is helpful to represent the set. And first of all, here we need to know about what is simple and what is closed, right? See, if for a figure, for a curve, if the starting point and the ending point both are same, then we say those type of figures as closed figures or otherwise open. Whereas coming to simple, if there are no any cross sections or intersections, those type of curves or figures are known as simple figures. I will give you a few examples. Just look there for the simple closed figures. For example, if I have a figure like this, see here this is the starting point and this is the ending point. So this is called as open figure. Okay, this is what? Open. And whereas, for suppose, if I have any figure like this, then the starting point and ending point are the same and this is called closed figure. Okay, whereas, see, not only this circle, if you take a triangle, this is also closed, is it right? Or if you take any figure for which the starting and ending point are the same, those type of figures are known as closed figures. But whereas simple, see, if a curve has any intersections, for example, if I have a shape like this, this is not closed because these two starting and ending are different, as well as here I have one intersection. So this figure is not simple. This figure is not simple and open figure. Okay. Whereas, for example, if I use these type of figures, just look there. Yeah, it is closed, but since I have intersection there, this is again not simple but closed. Is it clear? There are certain figures which are both simple and closed, just like of this circle. Okay, for example, if we have a circle like this, if you look there, that circle for sure it is what? Simple, closed. This triangle is also simple, closed. Whereas instead of the triangle, if you take any shape like this, yeah. If you take a shape like this, see, this is what? This is closed, but there is an intersection, so this is not simple. Just look there what I am discussing. At the end, you need to identify some simple closed figures. Simple in the sense that figure don't have these type of intersections. Closed means the starting and the ending point should be same. So when proposed that those type of simple closed figures are helpful to represent the sets. So in generally we use this circle to represent a set, this triangle to represent a set. So circle, triangle, sometimes rectangle, and it needs square and these type of ellipse. All these things usually we use to represent the sets. Not only this, you have a chance to use any simple closed figure. For example, if I have a shape like this, see, clearly it is simple because there are no intersections and clearly it is closed. So see, this is also allowed to represent a set. It means if you it means we will use these type of shapes also to represent the sets. Okay, if there are many sets are involved in a discussion, so to represent all those sets in diagrammatic representation, rarely we will use these type of simple closed figures also. Okay, so at the end the conclusion is we have to use any simple closed figure to represent a set, right? And these are frequently used simple closed figures for the sets. Among all these things, circle is very comfortable to use, and that's why we use in most of the cases this circle as a simple closed figure to represent a set. Okay, right? Just have a look and then I move for the next point. In the sense 12b. Right. Okay. So at the end, what I'm going to conclude you is, usually we use, usually for a set use circle to represent, and particularly for universal set, we use a rectangle to represent. See, this type of rectangles usually we use to represent universal set, and for the normal sets we use circles. And from these representations, we use a circle to represent any set, whereas we use a rectangle to represent universal set. And we know that universal set is the superset of all the sets involved in the consideration, and every set is subset of universal set. Since every set is a subset of universal set, such in the sense every element of these type of sets involved in a problem are the elements of universal set, and that's why in problems usually we use a rectangle shape to represent universal set. And all the sets which are involved in the problem, like set A, B, C, all these sets we usually represent in this rectangle, because it is very clear that every set is a subset of universal set. So this is the very general representation of a set under universal set. Okay, just have a look. I will give you one example here, right? Can I erase this? 12b. Coming to the discussion, 12b, if you have some examples, say A is equals to some A, B, C, D, okay, and B is equals to B, D, E, whereas C is equals to A, E, okay, yeah, maybe you may take some other thing, A, E, F, like that, and whereas you just take universal set as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Then how to represent all these sets using Venn diagrams in a diagrammatic representation? As I mentioned you, universal set is represented by a rectangle. So you just take a rectangle, okay? You just take a rectangle and name this rectangle as, okay, some mu, okay? Take a rectangle, and since this rectangle we use to represent universal set, and mark it as mu. In this rectangle we need to include all these elements of the universal set A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and see all these elements we can represent in the rectangle, and A, the set which consists of A, B, C, D, and B, the set which consists of B, D, E, and C is the set which consists of A, E, F. So we need to represent these elements correspondingly in that set. That means what I do is I will take one circle A, okay, and B, if you think B, D, E, and this is A, B, C, D. There are some common elements for B and D. So to represent those common elements both in A, B, I use these type of circles, okay. And in the same way, there are common circles for C also. So I will use another circle like this, because to include each and every region related to ABC, we need to draw those three circles in such a way. Okay, so mark one of the circle as A, and one of the circle as B, and one of the circle as C. And if you analyze, think about the common elements. Okay, see A is there in set A is not there in set B, A is there in set C. So element A is there in set A and set C. So set A is this particular circle, set C is this particular circle. So we need to include set A in the region which is common for both A and C. And see, if you analyze, this is the region which is common for both A and C. In that region, you need to mention that A. Okay, there I can use A. Then coming to element B, think about where that element is located. Element is involved. See, B is there in set A. Okay, B is there in set B. Okay, B is not there in set C. So don't write B in set C. So you need to mention set element B in the region which is common for both A and B. So this here I can write element B. Very good. Coming to element C. See, C is there in set A. C is not there in set B. C is not there in set C. So C is an element which is there in only A, but not in B, but not in C. So you just think about the region where B is not involved, C is not involved, but A has to be involved. So this is the region where B is not there, C is not there. So you just write element C here. Then coming to element D. D is in A, D is in B, D is not in C. So you need to mention that D in the region which is common for both A and B. So this is A, this is B. So you need to write D again in the common region of AB. Okay, A, B, C, D are over. Then think about E. E in A not there, in B it is there, in C it is there. So you need to write E in the region which is common for B and C. So this circle is B, this circle is C, their common region is this part. Here you need to write what? E. Okay. And coming to F. F is there in only C. So you just write F here. And G. G is not there in A, B and C. So don't write G in the circles, write out of the circles. Somewhere you just mark it here. So based on the elements of the sets, we can represent those elements in Venn diagrams like this. So to represent it, we use circles for the normal sets, whereas rectangle for a universal set. Just have a look. So to analyze all these things, initially what we need? We need a very good observation skill, because we need to observe the regions which are common for set A and B, which is common for set B and C, which is common for all the sets. So we need to observe everything. That's why we need to pay much of our attention to observe the regions, right? So how to analyze the regions, how to represent the regions, and how to represent the elements in the regions. That's what we need to discuss in further points, right? So this is something about 12th point, where I just introduced you the Venn diagrams. Whereas coming to the 13th point, see, we will discuss completely about the possibilities where only two sets are involved. Whereas in the next point, like 14, I am going to handle with 3 sets, okay, like this, okay. First of all, you just think about 13. You just start 13th point with 2 sets, okay. 13th one. Consider 2 sets A comma B. Consider 2 sets A comma B. As per our discussion, to represent these 2 sets, we need to use 2 different circles, okay. Yeah. See, if you think about these 2 sets A comma B, how many possible regions will be there? For example, what my intention is, I have an element, okay, any element, okay, I don't know whether it is there in A or in there in B or in there universal set, I don't know anything, but see, I have an element. For example, if I have an element, say it has X, an element X, okay, with reference to the 2 sets A comma B, what are the possibilities for this X? This X may be in A or in B. That means in any one of those 2 sets, maybe that X will be located. This X may be in both A and B. Yeah, I need to think about any element. Okay, you just say an element that is x, and I am thinking about that x, how it is located. See, that x may be in one of a comma b. That elements may be in both a comma b. Okay, that elements may be not in both a comma b. Is it clear? See, that element may be in both a comma b, okay, in one of a comma b. And what are the other possibilities? Not in both a comma b. Yeah, in one of a comma b means again I have two different possibilities. What are those? In a, not in b. Maybe in b, not in a. You just think about all the possibilities. If I have any element x, that element x may be in a, not in b. May be in b, not in a. May be in both a and b. May not be in both a and b. That means that element x has how many possibilities? 4 possibilities. For example, I have an element x. Then if you think the possibilities from the side of that element may be in a, may not be in a. So related to a, there are 2 possibilities for x. Then when related to b, again the element x has 2 possibilities. May be in b, may not be in b. Okay. So if you combine those 2 possibilities, in a, not in a, and these 2 possibilities, in b, not in b, when you count all these things, they comes under how many possibilities? 4 possibilities. How many? 4 possibilities. Okay. So totally there are 4 possibilities for an element with reference to the two sets a comma b, and that's why we need to draw 2 circles to represent these 2 sets, such that I need to involve 4 different regions. That's why. So what are the possible diagram to represent, see, the sets a comma b? So okay, the possible diagram is just, it is nothing but, if you have a rectangle for the universal set, okay, mark it as mu, and I need to draw 2 circles, 4 regions. Okay. Mu is the universal set, and that universal set is related to the regions. What are the regions? All the regions are in the universal set. So regions 1, region 2, region 3, region 4, all together will represent universal set. Very clear. Then whereas coming to region 1, see, you just think about region 1. Which path it indicates? This region, if you think, that particular region is there in A as well as in B also. So that region is there in both A and B. So this region is for A intersection B. Region 1 represents A intersection B. Whereas if you think about region 2, okay, and region 2, if you look, this is the region which is there in set A, but it is not there in set B. Okay, it's clear, right? This region is there in A and not in B, and that's why, see, that region in A and not in B, so region 2 will represent A minus B. Whereas coming to region 3, if you look there, this is the region where that region is there in B but not in A. Is it right? This is the region in B clearly, and that region is not included in A, and that's why this region represents B minus A. Whereas coming to region 1, 2, 3, okay, what I am going to tell you is, if you consider the regions 1, 2, 3, and these 3 regions represents what? Regions 1, 2, 3, these 3 regions together represents A minus B, B minus A intersection B. That means elements B, the region in the sense maybe the elements if I indicate. So all these regions together 1, 2, 3 will represent A union B. Is it clear? Yeah. For suppose if I wish to indicate something more. For example, if I wish to indicate A complement, which regions will come under A complement? I am thinking about the regions. I am marking the regions, not the elements. Here you need to note that those 1, 2, 3 and 4 are not the elements. They are just regions. If you wish to mark A complement, see A is this particular set and A complement is the region which is outside of A. So in the A there are two regions 1 and 2 and outside of A there are two regions 3 and 4. So region 3 plus region 4 are represented by A complement. And in the same way if you think about B complement, see B complement means not in B. So I need to search for the region which is not in B. So you need to first identify B and then out of B. So B is this region where 1 and 3 is involved. So out of B means 2 and 4 are involved. So B complement is the region where, see, B complement is the region represented by the regions 2 and 4. Okay. And then think about A intersection B whole complement. I think it is clear, okay? Just look there. A intersection B. See, A intersection B means the region or the part or the elements which are common for both A and B. Here A intersection B is represented by the region 1. So I don't need that one because A intersection B complement I am locating. So you just include all the regions other than 1. So other than 1 here, the regions are region 2, region 3, region 4. Just by the definition of that set, A complement, A union B, A intersection B. For all these things we have particular definitions, right? Based on those definitions, here I am identifying the regions, right? And then you just think about A union B whole complement. What is A union B? As I mentioned you here, A union B is the sum of all the regions 1, 2, 3. And now I need to locate A union B whole complement. The region which is other than A union B. A union B is the region 1, 2, 3. And the region other than this 1, 2, 3 or the region 4. So region 4 represents only A union B whole complement. Okay. At the end what I am going to conclude is, if you consider any two sets A comma B, and for those two sets A comma B, there exist only 4 different regions. Why only 4? Why not 3? Why not 5? That's all I mentioned you. Because if you think about any element, okay, that element has only 4 chances. Related to A, it has 2 chances. In A, not in A. Related to B, it has 2 chances. In B, not in B. Combinedly, it has 4 chances. That those 4 chances are in A, not in B. In B, not in A. Like this 1, 2, 3. In A and in B, that is region 1. Not in A, not in B, that is region 4. So ultimately we have only 4 regions. Okay, there is no possibility of the 5th region. So we need to draw the Venn diagram. We need to draw the circles corresponding to the given two sets A comma B, such that that diagram must include all the possible 4 regions. And this is such possible diagram. And here there are 4 regions 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now I am thinking region by region and the set definition. So if you think about region 1, that region is common for both A and B, and that's why I say it as what? A intersection B. Okay. Whereas if you think about region 2, and that region is there in A, not in B. So that region is indicated by in A, not in B, A minus B. Whereas if you think about region 3, which is in B, not in A, so B minus A. And 1, 2, 3. So look there, 1, 2, 3. Total A and B are involved. That in the sense A union B. A complement means outside of A. B complement means outside of B. A intersection B complement. A intersection B is the region which is common for AB. Okay. A union B is the region which is ultimately in A or in B. And its complement is region 4. Okay. You just don't go blindly, right? You need to think about the definition. What is meant by A union B? And what is meant by A intersection B, and what is A intersection B complement. You need to think about the definition and then you need to identify the region, then only it is very comfortable in solving the problems. Just analyze all these things, okay? Have a screenshot, think about it for a minute. Next, 14. Okay. Venn diagrams for the following. I will mention you one by one. Okay. First one, A minus B. See, I need to indicate Venn diagram for A minus B. A minus B means, as per the definition, in A, not in B. We know it, okay? And now, see, you just take one circle for A and another circle for B, and these two has to include in the universal set. According to the problem, yeah, sometimes we will use universal set and sometimes we can't, okay? Yeah, this set is for A, this set is for B. Then what you say about A minus B? A minus B is the region that we need to shade for its Venn diagram, which is in A, not in B. And here that region is this. Just have a look at this. Yeah. This is the region in A and not in B. So this is represented by this region. This Venn diagram is usually mentioned as A minus B. Okay. And the next thing, if you think about B minus A, yeah, if you think about B minus A, then we need the region in B, not in A. Okay, in B, not in A. So for that, again you just take one circle for A and one circle for B. This circle is A, and if you say this circle is B, in B, not in A is the region which is in B and not in A, and then you just use the red color. This region, okay? This region is B minus A. And the next thing is C, where I can represent A intersection B. As per the definition, A intersection B means both, thus both in A and B. In both the sets we need to indicate. So again you just take two circles, one circle for A and the other circle for B. Yeah, A intersection B. In both A and B. For both A and B, the region is this. As we mentioned in the previous case, the region is 1, I think so. This region I need to indicate. Okay. Whereas coming to D, where I need A union B. Just look at the board. A union B. A union B means in A or in B. A or B. That means the region which is for A, which is not for B, all those things like that. Okay. This circle is for A, this circle is for B. A union B means all the region. Okay. I will shade it like this. Yeah. Yeah. See, all the complete region is A union B. Just think about the task. Okay. See, indication of universal set is optional as per the problem. If you wish, just indicate it. Okay. See, మనం indicate చేసినా indicate చేయకపోయినా universal set will exist for that problem. Okay. So if you need, you just highlight it, or otherwise you just neglect it. Right. So this is A minus B. This is B minus A. This is A intersection B. This is A union B. Okay. Just have a look. At the end, A union B is these three regions combined. Okay. And then I will give you diagrams for A complement and B complement. Just have a look. Take a screenshot. Then think about the Venn diagram for A complement. Yeah. Can I go for the next? Right. A complement. And the similar way for B complement also. Okay. E. Yeah. Venn diagram for A complement. A complement means not in A. See, for the discussion of complement, for sure we need to include universal set, because A complement itself means mu minus A, in mu but not in A. So for the universal set, you just include a rectangle, and for the sets, one circle for A, one circle for B. You just mark those circles as A, B. And then now think about A complement. A complement is the region which is outside of A. So you just don't shade this A and shade all the remaining part. Okay? Yeah. Don't enter into A. Okay? But you are allowed to enter into B. You are allowed to enter into B, right? Yeah. So completely this representation, this shading is for A complement. And similarly, if you just try to construct the shaded region or Venn diagram for B complement. Okay, you just try for it. And then there are some special cases, and I will include all those cases here once again. Okay. Coming to G, if see two sets are involved in the situation. For suppose, yeah, see if for those two sets, if those two sets are any two sets, then they generate four different regions, and we indicated all those four regions in such a way. And for suppose if I have A is subset of B, and we know that A comma B both the sets are subsets of the universal set, but in particularly if A is subset of B, that means every element of A is in B, then in such a case we just draw the diagram like this. Yeah, first the universal set mu, and next a set B, and next a set A in B, because A is subset of B, that means A is in the B, and we know that B is in universal set. So A, B and universal set we usually represent like that. Okay. Then H. H means if A intersection B is equals to empty. Empty in the sense A intersection B empty means A comma B have no common elements. And coming to the Venn diagrams, A comma B have no common region, and such sets A comma B, if they have no common elements, are known as disjoint sets. Okay, you just mark the name disjoint sets. Okay, disjoint sets means the sets which have no common elements. Okay, in such a case there is no A intersection B, and that's why there is no need to generate this region. So you just neglect that region and simply you just draw the circles like this. Okay, there is no the intersection region. So this diagram represents that A comma B are disjoint. You may use this type of diagram also. Circle A, circle B in the universal set. These two types of diagrams will generate only three regions: in A, in B, not in AB. In A, in B, not in A. Only three regions. The fourth region is neglected because those two sets have no common elements. Okay, just think about it. If A comma B are disjoint, if A intersection B is empty, then instead of using this type of diagram, we just move with any one of these two diagrams. Okay, just have a look. For two sets, shading different regions, identifying different Venn diagrams for two sets. Have a look. For the next point, what I am going to give you is proving different laws of sets. We have different laws of sets. Those laws, those statements, we can prove using either listed elements like in 11th point by taking some examples, or by using Venn diagrams. Using Venn diagrams proving the laws is the second way, and we have another way, that is the third way, where we can use element wise definitions. And using element wise definitions or by using Venn diagrams or by using listed elements, that mean examples, we can prove different laws of sets. Already we know all these laws in 11th point with the examples, and now I will prove some laws using this Venn diagrams. That comes under 15. Okay, can I erase this? The next thing is 15. In 15 I am going to prove certain laws of sets. Yeah, among those the first one. See, there are three different ways to prove a law of a set. Okay, I mentioned you all the three. See, for some statements, see, every statement we can prove using any one of these three methods, but particularly for some statements, one method is very easy, one method is very comfortable, and the other methods are somewhat complicated. Right? Right. Just look there, 15. A minus B is equals to A intersection B complement. Just look at this. A minus B is equals to A intersection B complement. Any two sets you take A and B. For those two sets always A minus B is equals to A intersection B complement. Okay. So I need to shade A minus B in the left side and I need to shade A intersection B complement in the right side. And before going to prove all those things, what I need to tell you is, for example, if there is a region for A, for suppose if you say A is the region indicated by the vertical lines like blue color, okay? And whereas if I have for set B, horizontal lines if I use, for set B if I use horizontal lines, then A intersection B is represented by the checkered lines because both has to be involved, right? So A intersection B is the region where the checkered lines involved, whereas A union B means the region where these horizontal lines and where these vertical lines both are involved is the region for A union B. You just make a note of all this. Just note it like a markable point, right? You just memorize it. So if I shade region A, region B, and if I need A intersection B, I need to go check the common region, that means the checkered lines. Whereas A union B, if I need to collect both the regions, either the horizontal lines or the vertical lines, both the regions I need to consider. So this is one idea to prove these type of statements. I am erasing this. Coming to the statement, A minus B is equals to A intersection B complement. So I need to draw the Venn diagrams for the left side set as well as for the right side set. First of all, left hand side, okay? Right. Left hand side means what? A minus B. And for A minus B, so we know the Venn diagram. So set A and then set B. These two are included in the universal set. This is set A and this is set B. So I need to shade A minus B. A minus B is the region which is in A, not in B, and particularly this is the region in A, not in B. Okay, there ends the task for A minus B. Now coming to right hand side. Right hand side I need to shade A intersection B complement. A intersection B complement means the common region for both A and B. For that you just start your discussion with the universal set AB. Okay, this is universal set and this is for set A, this is for set B. Okay, now A intersection B complement, I need to consider both A and B, both A and B complement. Okay, first of all you just shade A with the vertical lines. A complete A I need to shade. Okay, this is A, right? And then B complement. B complement means outside of B. Now you just shade outside of B with the horizontal lines. Don't enter into B, and you are allowed to enter into A. Okay, since I am shading the region B complement outside of B, I don't have a chance to enter into B, but I am allowed to enter into A, and this is B complement. Now whereas coming to this intersection part, as I mentioned you need to see for A vertical lines, for B horizontal lines, those checkered lines I need to identify as A intersection B complement. At the end if you observe those checkered lines, and this is the region where those checkered lines are involved, and that checkered lines, that this region is A intersection B complement. And now if you look there, in left hand side the region as well as the region in the right hand side, both the regions are same. Okay, so you need to write like that. The region indicated by A minus B in the left side diagram as well as the region indicated by A intersection B complement for the right side diagram, both are same, and that's why A minus B is equals to A intersection B complement. And this is the way to prove the laws of sets using Venn diagrams. Just have a look. And that's for today's class. Okay, still there are some laws to prove, see which we can prove using Venn diagrams. In next class, I am going to prove all those things. Okay.